Sons of Anarchy, Season 7, Episode 6 is over, but we're just getting started here on Sons of Anarchy Live on post-show recaps, and now here are the two guys who are having some lovely homemade blueberry Danish this morning. I'm Rob Cesternino, and here's Josh Wigler. Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Rob. Just to clarify, there's no smoking allowed in this podcast, right?
What? What's next? No coffee?
No, we can drink coffee.
Okay, good. I'm just gonna take a nap on the desk right now for a little bit.
I've got coffee. I've got my Cubs mug with coffee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll wake up. I was gonna go take a nap in your car real quick. All right. Oh my God, Josh.
I'll always let you nap in my car, Rob.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. All right, so we are ready to talk about Sons of Anarchy, Season 7, Episode 6. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
And we don't got them. I don't got any.
We don't got them. We don't got them. But we're going to talk about everything. And, oh, my God, here, Lea Michele.
Welcome to Sons of Anarchy, Lea Michele.
Yeah, so we'll talk about
such a gleeful episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Such a gleeful episode. We'll talk about her appearance on the show. What is the significance of her conversations with Gemma? Of course, Juice is loose, and he is back. Well, he's loose from being in the closet.
Juice is squeezed.
He's going to get squeezed now by the Sons. We'll talk about what we expect to have happened to him now that he is back in the good hands of Sam Crow.
Spoiler alert, dead in the next, 5 minutes of the show. Right? I mean, is there any other possibility?
Well, you got to think
about it.
Some other possibilities. Some other possibilities. And then also we'll talk about what is going on between the Niners and everything that's happening in Charming. It's really a lot of stuff going on. We'll try to pull together all the pieces, and Malcolm Jamal Warner too.
Yeah, he's still around. He's hanging out. But he's not going to become one of the Sons of Anarchy. Is that what we're supposed to take away from that?
I'm not sure exactly what we're supposed to take away from that, but we'll talk about everything that's going on with all of the politics of Charming.
Oh my God, it's getting crazy.
Yes.
And by getting, I mean it's been very crazy, basically from word one.
Yes, very, very crazy season, and a lot still to come. We're not even halfway through.
I know. I mean, we're close. We're getting there. We're about to cross halfway. Unless the final 7 episodes of the season are 4 hours apiece, which is possible.
That is possible. So not from a hour point of view, but we're getting there from an episode point of view.
Rob, do you like that Sons of Anarchy is 11 hours every episode?
Yes. No, in all seriousness, I feel like sometimes it's a little long sometimes.
A little long.
And maybe we could sort of, get down to more of the good stuff, but we can't complain too much.
Well, let's get into some of this stuff.
Let's get into it.
Lots happening.
Okay. So we are live here on Wednesday morning. That's when we're going to try to do these recaps for you guys. We have our chat room open on postshowrecaps.com. We're following the chat as we go along. If we have any questions that come up from you guys, use the hashtag PSRecaps, and of course on our YouTube channel at postshowrecaps.com/YouTube. You can post your questions, and we will answer them later on in the show. And just a quick note about our iTunes feed, because we really appreciate all of the feedback that we have been getting from you guys and star ratings. Please keep it up. We really, really appreciate it, and it does help people find the show. Go to postshowrecaps.com/Sons iTunes for the iTunes link. You can subscribe and also leave us feedback ratings and star ratings if you think we deserve it.
We don't deserve it.
We don't want you to lie.
We don't deserve it. It's okay. I understand.
Okay, let's pick things up at the end of the episode here, where we have Juice is going back with Jax and the Sons. So what do you think is going to happen now? We get some torture?
I don't know. It's hard to see any scenario in which Juice makes it out of this thing alive. And we've been saying that for a while now, that Juice probably has to die this season. And now, he's been on his own all season long. These 6 episodes, all he's had to interact with is Gemma and the occasional Unser and the occasional Wendy. and the occasional motel clerk that he's going to shoot 1,000,000 times in the face. And now he made he made a few really, very terrible decisions in this episode. One, he leaves Gemma alive.
Well, you want to go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, I just think, this guy's he's been making bad choices basically pretty much ever since we've known Juice, but basically since this season started. He's just been making bad call after bad call. Leaving Gemma alive was bad. Going to the Mayans was bad, and now he's gonna get what he deserves, I think.
Let's pick things up where we left them off on the last episode, where we had sort of the standoff where Juice had the gun, and he was pointing it at Gemma, and Gemma was on the ground. And so the next episode starts, and immediately I'm like, wait, hold on, it's daytime? I thought we were going to go right to where we left things off, and Gemma's just walking down the road. And we never got any sort of account of what ultimately happened. I read some reviews this morning where some people felt like they thought that was kind of a cheat for us to not get that scene. I know I was very excited when I tuned in last night to see exactly what was going to unfold, and we didn't see that.
Yeah, well, I think because it was basically a foregone conclusion. I mean, you and I talked about how the only possibility is that maybe Gemma somehow turns the tables on Juice and kills Juice, but there's no chance that Juice is going to kill Gemma there. Just absolutely no way. Gemma survives until she's had some kind of confrontation with Jax. She's got immunity until then. So there was, it was basically, we knew what was going to happen here. Somehow Gemma was going to weasel her way out of it. And as much as I would have liked to have seen that scene complete, I would have liked to have seen how she, convinces Juice to let her live, or how Juice just decides, like, you're such a scumbag, Gemma, I'm just going to leave you here to walk home, I'm going to drive away with your car. It would have been nice to see that, but ultimately, do you need to see it because you knew what was going to happen? That's why I thought that the ending last week was a little soft, because it was pretty clear how this was going to go.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like, well, all right, well, we know Juice is going to die, son, so if we just start the next episode off and Juice is dead, like, won't you be disappointed?
Yeah, but, it's what they did. It's what they did, and hey, we got some blueberry danishes out of the deal.
We got some blueberry danishes. So I was a little bummed out that we didn't get to see what ultimately ended up happening. I mean, was it like, did Gemma beg for her life? Did Juice just get cold feet and run for it and take the car and just leave her for dead, assuming that she's gonna, just be, nobody's gonna ever find her again?
Isn't it more interesting in your mind, Rob?
In my mind, I think it went like this, that Juice was like, hey, Gemma, that's it, you were trying to kill me. And she's like, Juice, hold on. If you let me go, I'll make out with you. He's like, okay, done and done.
And so you think they made out?
Yes.
It wouldn't be the first time that Gemma's made out with someone on the Suns. You just spontaneously make out with people on Sam Crow.
Who knows what happened?
Who knows what happens? Only your barber knows for sure. Only Juice's barber knows for sure.
That's right. And then I thought maybe we were going to get some of the real account when Gemma was with Unser, because Unser called her out on the BS story that she gave him, but then she gave him like a different BS story in the diner.
Right. I also thought that Unser was going to, just skipping ahead a tiny bit, I thought that Unser was going to find out from Lea Michele that Gemma blamed herself for Tara's death. I was kind of surprised that we didn't get that.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's go back to where you said Juice is making a lot of questionable decisions. Let's go to his decision to go to Alvarez and see if they can help him get to Mexico.
Bad call. Don't do that. Just stay away from everybody Juice. None of these people are people you should be going to.
But he's got $2,000 in a sport utility vehicle.
Would you have taken that deal?
Not really. No, $2,000, especially in Sons of Anarchy money, does not seem like that much money. Like, if you went to a bunch of college kids and was like, hey, man, I'll give you $2,000. They're like, all right, whatever you want, Juice. But we're seeing, they're dealing with, hundreds of thousands of dollars and suitcases and stuff like this. $2,000 I don't think that's going to get Alvarez out of bed in the morning. How much money did Alvarez have in the safe at his house a couple seasons ago?
A lot of $2,000, like multiple $2,000.
Yeah, $2,000 is, I mean, hardly seems like anything.
What should he have spent the $2,000 on then? What would have been a better use of that money than trying to bribe Alvarez, who's clearly not going to take the bribe? Like a disguise? A wig?
Yeah, I mean, could he somehow, like, what if he bought a boat for $2,000 and sailed to Mexico?
That's not a bad idea.
Would that work? Would that work? Like, is that too Lost-like, Josh?
I don't think it's too Lost-like.
What if he built a raft?
If he built a raft, and then would someone have blown up the raft and taken his lollipops? The thing is, we're going to have to take your lollipops.
Yeah, who knew? And Juice was so into the lollipops now.
He loves the Charms Blow Pops.
Yeah. And he's going to Charming?
I got to say, Charms Blow Pops, not my lollipop of choice.
Why? What is?
I like the, I think there are also Charms like the flat ones.
Yeah.
Or a Tootsie Pop is good.
I have no lollipop of choice.
You don't like lollipops?
No, thank you.
Ring Pops?
No, nothing.
No Ring Pops.
No, nothing. I'm much more of a chocolate person.
So you would be, if you had to do lollipop, maybe Tootsie Pop.
Maybe, but I don't want. We're getting too far off the course. Let's get.
I'm just trying to bond you with Juice here, Rob. I'm just trying to see what you guys have in common. Apparently nothing. Do you have tattoos under your hair?
Yes. Many.
What are they of?
Tootsie Pops. That's why I don't like them. Remind me of bad decisions.
Fair enough.
So, is there anything Juice could do to reacclimate himself to the Suns?
No, because I think the only thing that he can do is like tell them, hey, you guys really screwed up this whole thing with the Lynn triad because they did not kill Tara. I was there. Gemma killed Tara. And I feel like once he gives them that information, Jax is just going to go into overdrive and just kill Juice anyway. So I don't think Juice has anything to buy himself out of this thing. The only thing I can think of is like one of like the really crappy members of the Sons of Anarchy is like prison guard over Juice, and Juice somehow escapes, like Rat Boy. Like maybe he gets the upper hand on Rat Boy, and then he breaks out. That's the only thing I can think of in terms of how Juice is going to get out. Or maybe Chibs has a change of heart and helps him escape, and Chibs can smooth it over with Jax or some stupid thing like that. But I don't see how, I don't know. I feel like Juice has to go, and I frankly think it could be in like the first 5 minutes of the next episode.
That's not how Sons of Anarchy is going to play this, Josh.
I don't know. It's possible. Listen, they killed Clay in the middle of an episode with like 3 episodes to go in season 6. They killed Opie in the 3rd episode of season 5 just completely out of nowhere. So they've done weirder things than that. And this is Juice we're talking about. Juice is a big deal, but he's not Clay. So yeah. I could see it, and I don't see how Juice can get out of here. The only useful thing he still has to the story right now is that he knows what Gemma did. And I think he has to give up that info, but I don't think that he has to live any further past that.
All right, could Juice pull the Nina Myers here? And could he say, like, all right, guys, you got me. I know who killed Tara. Here's what I want. I'll give you everything. I'll tell you everything I know. I want safe passage. I want whatever. I'll tell you what happened. You guys let me go, and I go on from here. Would that work?
Maybe. I kind of doubt it. He'd have to give them some proof up front that he's not just yanking their chain.
What proof could he have?
I don't know. Does he have any proof of how he killed Roosevelt?
Well, here's what he would do. I think he would implicate. He could tell them the whole thing, and like he could implicate everybody and say, and that's why that Wendy put me up in her apartment. That's why Wendy had to go and stay there. Like I think that he could connect enough dots where they say, that does make sense. Sir, he was helping me, but he didn't know that we killed Tara.
Throw everybody right under the bus.
Boom.
But once you're under the bus, aren't you crushed to death?
Yeah.
I can see him doing all of that, Rob. Do you think that gets him out of this situation alive?
No, because it's too logical. Like, Juice doesn't have any good plans. Like, that would be the best plan that he can come up with.
But even that plan, Jax now would know that Juice was an accomplice in Tara's death. And Jax has killed people for, like, blinking at him the wrong way. So I feel like Juice is still toast in this situation.
Well, what if he tells him over FaceTime?
Is he gonna have FaceTime in Sam Crow jail?
He's gonna tell them.
Is Sam Crow prison more plush than Mayan prison?
Well, Mayan prison is like a closet.
Yeah, but do they have like iPads in Sam Crow jail?
I'm not sure. I guess where should we go from here? Because there's a lot of ground to cover in this supersized episode.
Well, I think we could keep talking about Gemma. Certainly everything that happens with her and Lea Michele, but we could also talk about where Gemma leaves the episode, which is, crying in Nero's arms and talking about, oh, crap, they've got Juice. If Juice says one wrong thing and then she doesn't finish the sentence, and Nero seems to start putting together that Juice and Gemma are linked up. So I'm predicting the death of Juice in the next episode. That's what I think is going to happen. But we should talk about whether or not Gemma's secret comes out in the next episode, at least to somebody. Is Nero about to find out what Gemma did to Tara?
Well, the other big thing that Nero found out was the whole thing with the car,
right,
where Juice had Gemma's car there in at the Mayans warehouse. Now,
Gemma's car.
Did Jax and those guys walk past Gemma's car also?
I don't think they saw it. At least they didn't. They didn't seem to make a big deal of it.
They started working on it.
Right, exactly.
The Mayan shop.
Good timing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
But anyway, so then Nero is like, hey, how did he end up with Gemma's car?
Yeah, he wants to know.
Yeah. Now, didn't you think that the car was not in good condition after it sort of went off the road last week?
Yeah, it didn't look great.
Yeah. So it was, but it was, I guess, still drivable?
It was drivable.
Okay. So Nero knows that there's some sort of a thing going on. Will Nero put together what's going on? Will he just try to confront Gemma and say, like, hey, Mama, I know something's going on. You tell me right now.
I think Mama's ready to talk. I think she's scared, and I think that she might spill the beans to Nero here. It looks like she's on, like, the verge of a break.
Why would she tell Nero that she killed Tara?
Because maybe it's time for Gemma to get the hell out of Charming, and she needs some help.
And would Nero help her after that confession?
I mean, who else would? I don't think that she has anyone else who would help her except maybe Unser, and she just threw Unser out. So I feel like Nero would probably be her only bet. Otherwise, she's completely alone in the world.
I don't know. I mean, that Nero was so upset over when Dave Navarro's wife or girlfriend ended up getting killed.
Oh, I'm not saying it would work. I'm saying I could see Gemma thinking that it would work.
Yeah. Now, do you think maybe does Gemma go to Jax and is like, hey, is Juice there? And he's like, yeah, we've got Juice. Like, oh man, he tried to rape me, he tried to kill me, he did all these things to me, and then does Gemma try to get Jax just so mad that he just kills Juice right away? Will she try to like manipulate Jax so
just
that
totally Lady Macbeth in there? Yeah. I could see that. That's horrible, but I could totally see her doing something like that.
That's pretty much vintage Gemma, though.
Yeah, that's classic Gemma.
Does Wendy come out of this unscathed?
I mean, they're really seeming to set up the Wendy Jax thing, right? It definitely seems like Sons wants us to buy into the Wendy Jax romance. So if that's the case, then are we supposed to think that this is going to have a happy ending with Wendy and Jax, or is it just not going to work out for Wendy by, the fact that she's still so in love with Jax? Is that just going to blow back on her?
Is the happy ending for Wendy that she just ends up with the kids?
That would be a very happy ending. That would be the happiest ending possible, that she has the kids and Jax is dead. That would probably be good.
Okay. So that would be probably pretty good for her. She had a nice talk with Bobby in the episode, Wendy.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
Yeah.
I like Bobby talks.
Okay. Let's talk about everything going on with August Marks, because he has been casting a shadow over these last couple episodes, but we haven't seen him in a while. Do you feel like, was it a mistake to not have August Marks be in some of these episodes?
Well, I think probably the actor's busy. I'm sure they would have him more involved if they could. But yeah, I would like to see more of August Marks on screen. Although, maybe it'll heighten the impact when he does come back, if he comes back in full force. This is a guy who said that, Pope made his bones by being, smart and calculated, and I made my bones by being super ruthless. So this is a guy that you should be really afraid of, and the fact that Jax just keeps poking the bear. He keeps just coming after Marks, and he's really made his declaration of war here by dumping all of Marks's soldiers right at the housing site that Marks is trying to build up. I could see Marks really coming down on Sam Crow pretty hard, and I think whenever, if ever, that happens, you got to see Marks on screen. But we'll see Marks again. There's no way we won't.
This new deal that Jax has struck with the Mayans, do you feel like he is intending to keep his word to the Mayans? Because I feel like on paper, it's very similar to the deal he made with Lynn. It's like this is like the de facto deal he makes. Like, hey, why don't we go take down Marks right now, and we'll take back everything from Marks, and then you'll get the guns business, and you get the drugs, and
you buy a car, you get a car, and you get a car.
Yeah, and then we'll take Marks down right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's in Jax's best interest to be cool with the Mayans. Because the Mayans have beef with Nero. Jax loves Nero. Jax wants Nero protected. So smoothing this thing over is good. And I also think that really Jax's next step is, he's basically gotten the Triad shut down. And now Marx is his only real enemy on the field other than the Mayans. So if he's able to deal with the Mayans peacefully rather than having to wipe them out, and I mean, him and Alvarez have had a contentious relationship over the years, but they've also had some sort of mutual understanding that this is business. So I think that he feels like maybe he can work with Alvarez if he appeals to, his business side. And I think that, having the Aryan Brotherhood, having the Mayans, having himself, incorporating the Niners and the Bastards, I think if he can get all of those people behind his side and just take out Marks, Jax is done. Then at this point, the Sons have emerged from this whole mess unscathed. Of course, it's not going to work out that way, but I think on paper it's not a bad way to go based on everything that Jax thinks he knows.
According to Scott St. Pierre, the actor who plays August Marks is also busy on How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh man,
that's bad news for
He
Jax.
should give some advice to Gemma.
Yeah, I just feel like that if August Marks is being set up as the big bad of season 7, he really has not done much that is very bad in recent history.
I don't disagree with you. Not that he hasn't done much bad, but I feel like we need to see him doing bad. This guy going around saying that he is just the most ruthless guy on the streets. You got to see how deadly he is. You got to see it firsthand.
Why haven't they hit the Suns yet?
Taking their time. Also, the fact that the Niners are kind of cool with the Suns.
Yeah.
Tyler and Jax are buddies.
Yeah. Josh, forgive me if I missed this. When did Teller Morrow get back up and running again?
Well, I think it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. Was that the first time we saw it last night, or have we seen it before this season?
You mean have we seen it at all in season
7?
Body
Shop, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, we did. In the first episode, Tyne Patterson comes to Unser and tells him, "Hey, there's a new sheriff coming to town, and you should work with her." So it's been in the rotation since then, at least. And remember, it's been about 2 weeks between the end of season 6 and the beginning of season 7. And you would know better than I would, but however much time passed from the time it blew up in season 6 to the end of season 6, I would guess maybe a week or so. So it's been like a month to get that thing back up and running.
That's pretty good.
That seems pretty good, but the Suns are pretty good.
They're pretty good.
They get business done. Dios is going to be back up and running tomorrow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Bullet holes and all.
Yeah, it's like once the grenade went off in the ice cream shop, they were probably like, "Boy, we better get TM straightened up."
Yeah, they got to clean something up.
Yeah.
They've got nowhere to work.
Yes, and Scott St. Pierre also says that the explosion was more on the clubhouse side than the gas station side.
Right.
Okay. So all right. Well, good to know. Good to know there. All right. So, can you talk us through, what's going on um, with everything from the Grim Reapers and everything that's happening.
Grim Bastards.
The Grim Bastards. I'm
Well, I
sorry.
think so Jax wants to patch those guys in, I think, or at least that's the implication. Because T.O. has been worried that like his team has been wiped out. His guys are thinning out. They finally got revenge on the guy that killed 3 of the bastards. The guy that they were pursuing in the premiere. So that guy is dead. That's the guy that he just pops in the head during the big kind of chase sequence from last night. So I think he wants to patch them over because they've been such good friends and they've been loyal, and it's a sign that the Sons under Jax's leadership can be kind of progressive. He doesn't have that 1956 mentality that he accuses the Brotherhood of having. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what's going on with the Bastards. Is I think that he's gonna let these guys in. It's kind of ironic because isn't the whole reason Juice is like in the mess that he's in is because he was afraid of what would the Sons would do if they found out that he had his father was black.
Yeah, Juice's head is gonna explode.
Oh, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be very upset.
Now, other than for the PR point, angle of this, I mean, why is Jax really pushing for this?
He trusts these guys. He likes these guys. They've been really good with him, and they've been really good allies. And if he leaves them the way that they are right now, they probably won't have much of an organization to speak of. So why not just integrate them into what he's got going on?
Okay. What did you think of the big ambush last night?
We've talked about this type of thing, Rob. When they play the silly music and everybody's chasing each other. I don't know. Not always my favorite part of Sons of Anarchy. It was pretty ruthless on Jax's part, though, where he, offers one of the surviving guys a cigarette, and the guy turns it down, and then Jax just gives the kill order. That was pretty hardcore.
It was very hardcore. They are not messing around here.
No, I think Jax just likes to kill everybody.
Yeah, he's really gone off the deep end. Let's go back to the Nazis this week also. So the Nazis were upset about the heroin from the Lynn deal ending up back with Lynn. They don't really understand how that happened, and they're also upset that the Sons are hanging out with some African American gentlemen.
They don't like that.
They don't like that.
That's not their favorite thing.
Yes.
And so they get into a brawl about that. That was fun.
What did you think of the fist fight?
It was a fist fight.
Yeah.
Why can't these people just talk it through?
No, you can't talk it through with the Nazis.
Of the Sons of Anarchy. I would always want to just like talk to these guys, but can't we talk it out? I'd be dead like 7 seasons ago.
You sound a bit craven to me.
Jax, why must we always fight?
Sam, come on. Got to do this.
Can't we forge a truce with the Mayans and the Lynn Triad?
Yeah. I think Jon Snow has a lot more patience for Sam than Jax Teller would.
Jax Teller would have, strapped a bomb to Sam and dropped him in the middle of Henry Wynn's business meeting, 10 episodes ago.
I think so.
Yeah.
How about the whole Nero thing? Because Alvarez comes and takes Nero to his office and locks him in a closet. Nero takes this all pretty well.
Well, yeah, Nero's reaction is basically, "Come on, man, really?
Really?
I got things to do today.
You're gonna lock me in a closet and kill me today?"
Man, I have to say, every scene that Nero's in, that Unser's in, that Juice is in, I'm just waiting for someone to just pull out a gun and kill one of those people. I'm always very nervous, and I was very nervous for Nero. In this entire episode, I really thought that Alvarez was just going to pop him.
You would think somebody is going to die at some point.
I mean, yeah, it's a matter of time.
Yeah. All right, so
5 minutes from now, when Juice explodes.
Were you surprised that they put Juice and Nero in the closet together?
I was a little surprised, but I mean, the Mayans don't really know the history between these guys. Maybe they only have one cell that's open at the moment that they can put their prisoners in, and it was good for drama. I really liked that scene, and I think it was also interesting because Juice has been so afraid of Nero, and Nero, that wasn't psyched to see Juice, but he didn't, he wasn't seeing red as soon as he saw this guy. So I think Juice has a higher opinion of the tension between himself and Nero than Nero does.
Are you calling Juice a drama queen?
I'm calling him a coward. He's a craven.
Oh man, he's a little craven.
Who's more of a coward, Juice or Sam?
I think Sam, definitely.
How dare you?
Although their arcs are going in opposite directions.
He's becoming less craven and Juice is becoming more craven?
Yes.
It's true.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to Gemma giving a statement to the police.
Yeah. She hates talking to cops.
Yes, but Jax thinks that this is going to play into their hands.
Yeah, because if they can implicate Henry Lynn in murdering a doctor and a mother, then he's not going to have any wiggle room to go against the club.
Did you feel like that seemed out of character for Jax to rely on the legal system to sort of be punitive towards Henry Lynn?
Not necessarily. We've seen him work with like lawyers and stuff, and he'll work with cops when he needs to. Back in like the David Hale days, he really wanted to work with that guy. I think in season 2 before he got run over in season 3. Roosevelt was a little harder to work with, but they've worked with each other before, and he's good buddies with Unser. And he's certainly seeing that Jerry is kind of if not quite in his pocket, then certainly willing to play ball. So it makes sense to a degree.
I really like the scene between Jerry and Chibs in the parking garage.
Yeah. Do you like these two together?
I kind of do. I mean,
it happened fast, but I kind of like it.
I can't get over the fact that Jari is not a good police officer.
Well, she is a good police officer. She's just unorthodox.
I guess she's unorthodox.
Actually, I mean, the jury's out if she's a good. The jury's out on Jerry if she's a good cop or not.
Wait, jury wasn't even in this episode.
There was no jury. The jury is out of this episode.
Yes.
Did you like when Chibs told Jerry that she should be thanking him for the sex?
Yes, that he said, hey, thanks, and hey, what's the thank you for? The heads up or the sex? He's like, no, you should be thanking me for the sex.
Wow.
Like, oh.
Man, if I ever tried that move on my wife, I'd be smacked.
Yeah.
That is not a line that I could deliver with any kind of Chibsian awesomeness.
I'm gonna try it. Don't do
it, Rob. Bad idea.
Okay. Let's just get back to Unser a little bit. And
we should also, before we forget, we need to talk about the blueberry Danish of it all. We got to talk about Lea Michele.
Okay, let's go back to Lea Michele, and then we'll bring in Unser when he gets to the diner.
So let's talk about this. Sons of Anarchy, no stranger to stunt casting. We had Stephen King in like a one and done episode back in, I think it was season 3, maybe season 2. We've had stuff like that along the way. We've had Marilyn Manson. We've had Courtney Love, who so far has been in one scene in a parking lot as a nursery school teacher.
Yeah.
So what do you think of when Sons brings actors in, just like kind of airdrops them in for these sort of bit roles? And what did you think of how Lea Michele fits into the pantheon of cameos of Sons of Anarchy?
It's odd because it's almost like they set us up for a letdown here, because if, like, hypothetically, the waitress character was a nobody and not Lea Michele, we wouldn't really be spending much time on it at all.
Right. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Because they cast it with stunt casting person, we're expecting something cool to happen.
Right.
And nothing cool happened.
Nothing cool happened.
Now, the Stephen King thing, I really like that character that they made. He was really fun, and that was a really memorable, great scene.
What was he? He was a cleaner, right?
Cleaner. Like the Joel McHale thing, I mean, that was, I feel like, less good. Like, nothing really...
Did they kill him?
You know what? I can't... I
don't even remember.
But...
My favorite is Tom Arnold.
Yeah, Tom Arnold, but he was sort of like a sleazy character, like a porn kingpin.
Right.
And that was fine. But if you're gonna bring in somebody who's a famous person, like, they should have like a memorable role. And this Lea Michele's character, I guess it was fine, but there was no piece of the story that was advanced due to her presence, and her character was not memorable.
See, and that's why I really thought, once Gemma and Wendy get up from the table, and Gemma leaves Unser behind to pay the bill. Once Wendy and Unser have gotten to the diner and they're going to take Gemma back to Charming, I really thought that Unser was going to stick around long enough to talk to the waitress, and the waitress was going to say, "Man, your friend's been having such a hard time. I feel so bad that she blames herself for the death of her daughter-in-law." And Unser would be like, "Whoa, okay, something to do there." I thought that some sort of information might pass, and that might have been useful. Otherwise, it was just just an excuse to get Katie Seagal and Lea Michele in the scene together, I think.
Yeah, I remember before the season they talked about oh, it's such a brave role that she took. She wasn't wearing a lot of makeup. She really was
smoking lots of cigarettes.
She just let the acting speak for itself. She didn't. It wasn't a glamorous role that she took.
Well, I'll tell you, she really put me in the mood for blueberry danishes, so mission accomplished.
I could go for one. At least like the Marilyn Manson thing. Okay, Marilyn Manson is going to play the kingpin of the neo-Nazis. That's a memorable...
That's a character.
That's character. This, waitress is, if... I don't know.
Not a fan of Gertie is what you're trying to say.
I was not a fan of Gertie.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Do you think we see Gertie again, or is that it?
I think that's got to be it. How are they getting back to this diner in the middle of nowhere?
I don't
know. Let's just stick with the diner, and when Gemma is talking to herself or talking to Tara, this is now becoming a thing. This isn't just in the mirror. She's in public having a full-fledged conversation with Tara at this point.
And people are noticing. People see her talking to nobody in particular. So, yeah, it's not just a plot device. It's not just a little thing that they're doing on the show. This is happening in-world, in Sons of Anarchy. She is talking to nobody. She's talking to herself.
If somebody asks what's going on, could she use the excuse that she has quantum leaped into somebody's body and she is talking to Al, her assistant?
I don't think that's going to be believable in the world of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay. All right. I'd buy it.
I know you would.
Oh boy.
Okay.
One of the interesting things I noticed in last night's episode, when Juice goes to the convenience store, and then he clocks the guy over the head.
Yes.
They really zoomed in on the guy's bleeding head and this pack of cigarettes.
Yes.
And so the name of the cigarettes was Dismas, Dismas. And I said this seems like they're really lingering on this for a long time. And I did some research on this.
Some research?
Some rare research by me on any podcast, let alone Sons of Anarchy.
On anything.
Yes. So interestingly enough, that Dismas, Saint Dismas, is known as the penitent thief, also known as the thief on the cross or the good thief. And Wikipedia says is an unnamed person mentioned in the Gospel of Luke who was crucified alongside Jesus and asked Jesus to remember him in his kingdom, unlike the companion, the impenitent thief. So this can't be a coincidence, right? That the pack of cigarettes that we see on the floor when Juice robs the convenience store is the name of the saint that is the good thief.
Yeah, that's some good detective work, Rob.
I feel like the show is telling us that Juice, while he's doing these bad things, is still a good person.
He's just a big dumb idiot. His heart's in the right place. He's just going around killing and thieving because he's desperate and he doesn't know what he's doing.
They don't want us to dislike Juice.
No, I don't think so. But I still don't see how he can get out of what's going on here, Rob. They're really going to have to figure something out.
It's tricky because I don't think they want us to dislike any of the sons, and I don't think they want us to dislike Gemma.
You don't think that they want us to dislike Gemma?
I don't think that they want us to dislike Gemma.
Yeah, I think that they want us to feel conflicted. That's what good drama does. You don't want to see bad things happen to these people, but you can understand why bad things are happening to these people. And sometimes you do root for bad things to happen to these people, even if you like them. So everybody on this show, shades of gray, some darker than others. And I think Juice is closer to good than evil. He's made some really, really horrible decisions and just flat out stupid decisions, but he's been very troubled for many seasons now, and hopefully there's some kind of happy ending for him, and hopefully it doesn't involve Happy, and I would root for that. I just have a hard time seeing it.
Where was Happy tonight?
Happy is I think he was watching the people at Redwoody is what Bobby said.
Yeah. All right.
Happy loves Redwoody. Big fan.
Scott, let's bring in some of the questions that we have.
Is there anything Unser you wanted to talk about first?
No, just that.
Well,
I can't believe that.
It sounds like Unser's about to find out that the Sons were around when Egley got shot.
Yeah. Sounds like that. So, what do you think is going to happen? That Chib said that we'll take care of it if she wakes up with the Nazis, but I have to imagine that he'd be conflicted considering his romantic position. Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like that will be a bridge too far in terms of what you're talking about. Like, can we like the Sons of Anarchy? If they just go and she wakes up and they take care of her by euthanizing her or whatever, going there and just putting a bullet in her head. I feel like how are we possibly supposed to root for these guys anymore? So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and it's also going to be interesting to see what Unser does with the information that she gives him, because presumably she's going to tell him. So how does he react to something like that?
Yeah, I thought the scene between Jax and Unser was a bit odd, because Unser was really being super shady, and Jax just ended up walking away from this Unser, that crazy guy.
What a kook.
What a kook that guy is. And, Unser was not being a real slick, with his cover stories or anything like that. And then, ultimately, you would think that Jax is going to be a little annoyed, because I feel like that, does his story add up at all?
I mean, ultimately, probably not.
No.
Not really. But Unser, I don't know, you just want to believe Unser.
Yeah. And also, Jax as a dad, Wendy was watching the kids, but then, he's like, oh, yeah, Wendy gave the kids to somebody else to watch. You're like, okay, whatever.
Jax is a pretty hands-off dad, I think.
Yeah. All right, well, Wendy's never made any bad decisions before.
Right.
So, whatever.
Whatever. All right, let's get to some questions.
All right, Scott, can you fire up some of our questions here? Let me know how many questions we have. So, all right. So, let's see. Here we go. I'll go with this one. You take the next one. Okay.
Sure.
So Jason says, "Am I the only one who is expecting Gemma to order food for Tara?" Oh, what would Tara have wanted?
Yeah, I don't know what she would have wanted. Probably nothing that she needed to use a fork for.
Too soon.
Too soon?
Yeah, what did Tig say that was too soon?
About my God!
That the guys would still come in there.
Yeah,
they left the dead bodies on the floor.
Way too soon, Tig.
Too soon.
Way too soon. Also, Tig, speak for yourself, buddy. We know that you would still come to Diosa with dead bodies. You'd probably come multiple times.
Whoa.
Heyo.
Yeah, Josh, would you go to Diosa 3?
I should say no.
Looks like such a nice place, though. It's really they really like a VIP experience.
Right now?
No, well, not right now. No, sure.
Not right now.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow.
Make a drink and sort of hang out. Do they have Wi-Fi there?
I want to see Diosa 4.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be good. All right, what's the next question?
All right, we got this in from my boy Mark Solera. He says, "No music montage. I feel almost empty." Yeah, there was really no music montage tonight.
Yeah, no montage. What are you gonna do? I mean, would you like a montage every week, or do you feel like then it makes it not as special?
I don't know if you need a montage every week, but I do kind of associate that with Sons of Anarchy. I do tend to like that. And if we're gonna go for like, hour and a half, 2 hour episodes, at least give me a montage somewhere in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, let's go to the next question.
All right. This is from Linus Wesley. Linus asks, if Nero figures out that Gemma killed Tara, do you think he'll support her or help bring her to justice? So I talked about this a little bit, Rob. I don't know if I got your thoughts on what Nero will do if he figures out what Gemma did to Tara.
I cannot imagine that Nero, who's always, been a guy who's done the right thing, can't imagine he's going to aid and abet Gemma in getting away with killing Tara.
Yeah, hard to believe, but he's definitely going to be conflicted here. He loves Gemma. This is probably too far. He's looked the other way on a lot of some of her really nasty stuff that she's done, but he likes Tara. I don't know how he reacts, and especially because this lie is the reason why so much horrible stuff has happened here. This lie is the reason why all the girls at Diosa are dead. So I don't think Nero will help Gemma if and when he finds out what's going on here. In fact, I think that Gemma. This is what I could see is that Gemma thinks that Nero would help her. She confesses to Nero. Nero makes it very clear that he's not going to help, and then I could see Gemma turning the tables on Nero pretty fast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's good. So she will have then been part of the death of John Teller, Clay, and Nero.
Kind of feels like that's how it's got to go, right?
The Black Widow.
Holy Trinity.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, speaking of death, we've got another question in from Evan Beyondstock, who says, taking Juice out of the conversation, who do you guys think will be the next main character to die? Because it is going to be Juice. Let's just get that out of the way.
Okay. I feel like Nero's a good one to go.
Nero's a good one to go. Which do you think people from the Sons will die? Do we think any of the main Sons are going to die anytime soon?
No, but I could see like Happy dying.
Or like Bobby like having a heart attack?
No, I could see who's like
this.
Not looking great.
Yeah.
Who's like that big guy who's with them all the time now?
Quinn,
Rat. I could see us losing some of the peripheral Sons.
Poor Rat. That would be sad. Shades of Half Sack.
Yes, very sad. Very sad. All right, let's go to let's take the next question. This is from Nita Shah. Love watching live. Do you think Jerry will come back?
Oh, Jerry.
Now, this is where this is going to get very confusing.
Now we've got Jerry, Jari, and Jury.
Who's Jerry?
Which one is Jerry?
Is Jerry Jury or is Jerry Jari?
Or is Jerry Jari? I don't know.
Let's go through all the Jerrys.
So many Jerrys.
Will Jury come back? I think he will.
Jury will come back for sure. Jury has to come back. That's outstanding business.
Okay. Will Jari come back?
The sheriff?
Yeah.
Jerry.
It's you're saying
Jari. It's Jerry.
All right. That's a little tomato.
It's how she pronounces her name, Rob.
Okay. So
I think she'll be back. And as for Jerry, we haven't met him yet.
So, will we meet a Jerry?
I would hope so.
Okay.
What if Jury's first name is Jerry?
Jerry?
Yeah.
Sure. I think that's good.
Or if Althea Jerry's middle name is Jerry. Althea Jerry.
Sure. And if she doesn't make Jury, she's not dateable.
Undateable. Chips will break up with her?
Yes.
Harsh.
Okay. What about the next question, Josh?
All right. This is from It's Dream World. Dream World says, I bet Juice outlives Gemma and Jax. Who wants that bet? Wow. I don't want that bet. I mean, I root for that outcome. That would be great. I'd be way on board with that, but I just don't see it. I don't see how Juice can make it out of this next situation alive.
I don't know. Juice has tried to kill himself a couple times. He
is like a cockroach. Yeah.
He's like Mr. Pope on Lost. That he just is unable to kill himself.
That's right. Yeah. So not until a smoke monster allows him to blow up on a boat is going to be the ending for Juice.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Sounds good.
Here's this question. This one is from Jack J. Jack says, before I couldn't see the season ending without Juice or Gemma telling someone about what really happened to Tara. However, in this episode, we get Gemma telling the cops it was Lynn, and we have Juice definitively saying, I won't talk to Jax. So, do you think we'll get through the rest of this season without the Tara thing being discovered?
No, no way. That would be the worst possible outcome, is if the Tara thing goes unaddressed.
Darkest timeline.
Darkest timeline. What would be the point of this season? What would be the point?
Oh, wow. I can't answer that question.
There would be there would be no point.
Okay. All right, Josh, you want to take this one?
This one cuts off if we can get another question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you gotta have the Tara thing come out. It's how it has to play out. This question in from Emily Stobbs: if Juice dies in the next episode, how do you think the Sons will kill him off? Now that's a fun question.
Yeah.
Too many lollipops? Death by Charms blow pops?
No, I think they're gonna go and dig a hole in the ground and then do the fire ants thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's really serious.
Yeah.
Do you think it'll just be like a boring gunshot to the head?
Yes.
That sucks.
Yes. I mean, how else do they kill people?
I don't know. They've done crazy stuff
I guess
along the way.
they do the whole rubbing salt in the wound thing.
Right. Yeah, they could. Oh my God, that would be horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want that for Juice.
Yes. I wouldn't want that for Juice either.
Death by drowning in juice?
That'd be very ironic.
Right.
Sure.
I don't know. I think that they could be inventive here. I think there's opportunity.
They could give him a paper and then pour orange juice in it or lemon juice.
Yes. All right, we've got a question in from Ariana who asks, am I the only one not sensing a downfall of any kind coming for Jax? What do you think about that, Rob? Do we think at this point in the season, we've differed on our opinions on Jax and where Jax's story is going in the past, but now that we're almost halfway through, do you think that there's any kind of reckoning coming for Jax?
I have to say yes. I mean, at some point, Jax has to wake up and say, "Oh my God, I've been so mistaken for what I'm doing. I need to try to fix this." And then in fixing this, I think he is going to get his redemption.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I personally have thought that I could see him dying by the end of this thing. That is seeming a little less likely at this point. I think that the Wendy thing is going to save him.
Interesting.
I think the show really wants to put Jax and Wendy together.
Whoa.
I don't really want them to do that, but I think that's where we're going.
Yeah, I do feel like the show wants to have a happy ending for these characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's do a couple more questions. This is one from Devin Grove. Anyone else upset by the waitress? Upset that the waitress threw away Gemma's perfectly good, untouched blueberry Danish? Such a waste.
I am upset. I am outraged. I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, I would say so. I could go for one right now.
Blueberry Danishes are rare. Okay.
I don't even know if I've ever had one.
I've had Danishes. I don't know if I've had a blueberry Danish.
Yeah, the thing that I was thinking when she's like, "Oh, you should have our blueberry Danish. It's homemade," and I'm like, "Oh, so what is the rest of the crap in this place?"
Hostess.
Yes. Everything else is out of a box.
We've got homemade blueberry Danishes, or we've got Tootsie Pops.
Yes. Oh no.
Take your pick.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have one more question here.
Okay. Yes, we've got this in from William Higton, who says, "Did you guys watch the preview for next week?" I did not, actually. I did not see the preview for next week.
I did not watch it on its own, but I was fast forwarding through the commercial, and I kind of saw a little bit of what's going on there.
Can you give a teaser?
I should not.
Oh, spoilery?
I don't know. Either spoilery or misleading.
Okay, interesting. Well, maybe I'll go check it out after this.
Yes. So I don't want to. If you are sensitive to that sort of stuff, I would avoid it.
Make the choice.
make the choice. You guys make the choice. Okay. All right. So Sons of Anarchy, season 7, episode 6. I think we worked this one out.
I think so. I think we did.
Okay. By the way, if you're looking for more of Rob and Josh, you could check out our recap of the premiere of The Walking Dead season 5, also up on.
I thought you were going to say you can find us at Diosa4.
Diosa4, or even 5.
Or 5.
Yes. You can check that out on postshowrecaps.com. Plus, Josh, I know you were talking about Lost yesterday.
Yeah, we're doing this. We're Lost Lives continues. We're rewatching some of Lost. That's Mondays at 4 p.m. Eastern here on Post Show Recaps. You can subscribe at postshowrecaps.com/Lost iTunes if you're into it. Hope to see you around those parts. Very fun stuff.
Also, don't forget our recap of Boardwalk Empire, hosted by Jeremiah Panhorse and Antonio Mazzaro. That's also up on postshowrecaps.com. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about us on the comments, both on postshowrecaps.com and on YouTube. So we will be back next Wednesday for our recap of episode number 7. Can't wait. Talk to you later.